Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then step this way.
Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to the 19th episode. One episode away from 20. Well, almost at 20 episodes with the Locked In Drew and West podcast. Man, we got a lot to talk about. We just finished up watching the Chiefs and Ravens and the Packers and Eagles games. And those are some pretty interesting games. A lot of things fantasy-wise, a lot of things also just crazy to watch overall. First, what do you think about the Chiefs beating the Ravens and the Eagles beating the Packers? I believe that was our predictions.
Yeah, was it?
I believe so. I believe we predicted that.
Okay.
I don't remember, but
I don't
think
remember either. I'm trying to think. Like when you said that, I'm like, oh, okay. But like, dude, the Chiefs, the Ravens actually lost that game. It wasn't really the Chiefs beat them. The Ravens lost the game. So Lamar didn't convert on 2 open passes, and then likely was a hair out of bounds. So, like, I don't know, dude. That just sucks. It sucks for them. What? Why is Marker Ghost? Like, why did Likely go off? You know what I mean? Like, that was insane.
Yes. Isaiah Likely explodes for like a 27 fantasy point game or whatever, depending on your format, and 9 receptions, 111 yards, a touchdown. Mark getting 2 receptions, 14 yards on the night. Even Kelsey having a very lackluster game. 2 top tight ends. Kelsey getting 3 receptions for 34 yards.
Yep.
Little weird, but that's the nature of fantasy football. But little weird to start off the year. I think a lot of people are going to be running to the waiver wire if they don't have Likely already on a roster spot.
Yeah, probably.
I will say, I am a podcast listener. Besides just having our own podcast, like listening to other podcasts. The fantasy footballers were talking about this a little bit, and they kind of made a little bit of ease for a Mark Andrews manager.
Yep.
So, kind of talking about from them, they were saying, they dove a lot more into the film, and they were seeing that it was like more bracket coverages, more like every time Mark went down the field more than 5 yards, really felt like he was kind of zoned in with kind of like being triple teamed almost. They basically did what they did in the AFC Championship game and removed Mark from the game.
Yep.
And Likely did have a good game, but Likely, a lot of the ones were kind of shorter passes that, I mean, besides the one that he took to the touchdown, he was a little bit more downfield there. But
yeah, but like you said, he did break some nice runs too.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I don't see why Likely can't still get targets. Maybe not this every game, but I don't see why he still can't be very involved with this offense because they have no big wide receivers. Their best receiver is 5'9", whatever he is, Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he was open for that 1 touchdown, but couldn't give it to Lamar. Couldn't give me a touchdown, Lamar. You couldn't throw it to Zay, a wide open. But I don't know, dude. It's just likely has that ability to be that big, like fill-in receiver, just receiver role, guy who can catch the ball. You know what I mean? Instead of thinking of him as a tight end, guy who can catch the ball downfield. And that's what he did. And I don't see why he still can't. He's very young. We've seen talent out of him when Mark's been out. So it's like, why can't he be a productive player for this Ravens offense?
Right. And I will say he is a better blocking tight end than Mark. And I think that does put him on the field for more situations than Mark, where he can kind of be maybe it's an audible off of a run. Lamar checks out of the run, and now he's got another route. Yeah, maybe he can get another catch or two because him just being on the field when they planned on running the ball. Mark, I'm not too worried. I'm feeling a little bit better. But if this continues as a Mark manager in one of my leagues, I probably am not the happiest.
If it continues, bro, oh my.
Yeah. Even with his draft capital not being as bad or as high because of like Sam Laporta and then like stuff like that, gassing up the values for him, and then by result dropping Kelsey's, or even maybe not Kelsey, but Mark and Kincaid type of tight ends.
Yep.
So that's where it's like, I don't know. Is he gonna Trey McBride? Is Trey McBride gonna be better than him this year?
Trey McBride is probably better than Mark Andrews this year.
Right.
But that's way. I mean, this is just huge smoke out the window. But like,
yeah,
you can see that as a path for Trey McBride, and you can see that as a path for Mark Andrews to not get what he can get, or we've seen him get before, because teams know what he is, and they know Lamar loves him. So,
and I think that is the safety blanket for fantasy players that have Mark. Is Lamar does and has always loved targeting Mark. I don't think that goes away. No,
I think the Chiefs just, they game planned how they did, like you said, in the Super Bowl. We talked about this. They made Lamar run. Like, yes, Lamar can run. Great. Amazing. But you run it all game, and you score, and sometimes they fumble in. Like, bro, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. The Chiefs just kept scoring, and then they couldn't finish it out and do the same. I don't know. He could have. He definitely could have.
And I think me and you even talked about it after the game. Lamar did have a great game on the stat sheet. He had like 25 fantasy points. He had 26 of 41, 273 passing yards, a touchdown, 16 carries for 122 rushing yards. Now, on the box score, that looks beautiful.
It's beautiful.
But when it comes down to it, the 16 carries, I think, and I almost want to say it might have been slightly intentional, or maybe even intentional, of the Chiefs to kind of not run a spy on Lamar to play the long-term game. 16 carries is a lot for a running.
Yeah.
I mean, running backs are probably going to get wearing down a little bit closer to get to 20. 4 carries away from 20 carries for Lamar. He's definitely getting tired, and he lost his legs.
And he's throwing, and then he's got to process the game. So late in the game, how does
he's
that?
Taking hits.
Yes.
They're adding up.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that was why. And he even kind of said it in his presser after. He's like, if I had my legs, we can win that game, type of thing. It's like, now, no offense, but so now you see the problem. I understand that it's hard because Lamar is a mobile quarterback, right? And when you can get 10, 15 yards on a run, you're like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. But, like, he needs to definitely, I think, look downfield a little bit more, just because, especially teams like this that are going to rack up the score with you, that you can't just really brush off. You need to be able to execute, and this is not new for Lamar to not be able to make the throw at the end of the game because the guy doesn't have his legs anymore.
Yeah. Well, dude, like, who's on their depth chart at wide receiver? You got Zay Flowers, like I said, and then who is Duvernay even still there? Who else?
Yeah.
Who else is there? I can't even
there. Bateman's there. You know what I mean? I believe. So like, yeah, the wide receiver room is definitely not great, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that the Ravens exactly cared about that, and maybe that's where they think that their tight ends are going to be able to overcome that.
I mean, I guess, but it's still like not the same as having a true one. I think Zay is an amazing slot wide receiver, and maybe he'll get to close to St. Brown slot type of play, if possible for him. But like, I don't think he's. You've seen that like on those bigger cornerbacks, they're just they're on him, bro. Like they are. They have so much reach on him. He doesn't have that long of a frame at all. Like he's just a little guy, but he does good cuts and runs good routes. So.
He's a very good route runner. He has that he's got that he's fast, but he's not nuts fast. He's still very quick. He's able to make good cuts, like you said. Yeah. You have a good one there, but you need to probably add something, or this team is just going to be this team again, where they're good enough to just lose to the Chiefs type of thing. Yeah. And I saw Isaiah Likely came out of the game and said that if this was the best the Chiefs got, then in the playoffs, they're whatever. I'm sorry, Likely. You had a great game, but big guy. The Chiefs are on their. They've back to back and could three-peat. You have no high horse to be standing on. These guys, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up the Chiefs' ass. I'm not.
Oh.
But what I am doing is not being delusional and saying that you barely losing to the Chiefs right now, if that's the best they got, you're going to kick their ass. Because I saw what happened in the AFC Championship game, and I saw the piss poor offensive play. And the playoff football is different than regular season football, and that's not the best Chiefs anyways. Like,
No,
this team is... This team has a lot to go. Kelsey didn't have a big game. So, no, it's not the best Chiefs. Like, no. So, and Roquan picked off a not great decision by Mahomes. So, no, this was not... The Chiefs don't make a lot of errors. And you got one there, and you didn't execute. And now look at what happened.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I did want to talk about, Henry. Henry, 13 for 46, one touchdown. Talking about David Ojabo, Michigan product, finally getting healthy and able to get a sack on Mahomes. Well, not last night, but Thursday night. That was pretty cool for Ojabo.
Yeah, that's fun.
Justin Tucker.
Ooh.
I'm not trying to make a wild statement because Justin Tucker is the best kicker of all time and the best one I've seen easily. But the man is looking a little concerning. He missed from over 50 Thursday. He was like around it was like 1 of 5 I want to say last year from over 50. Is his leg and his age catching up to him a little bit? And is he not the best kicker in the league anymore? Is it someone else? Is it a Harrison Butker?
Is it Dustin Hopkins? Yeah.
Is it these young guys coming up? Are they gonna pass him up like a Jake Moody? Is
Jake
he gonna have a
Moody,
great year?
Yeah.
Like, it's not nothing against Tucker at all for his career, but this might not be the same Tucker anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least consistency
They're just not getting those guaranteed threes, and you're kind of seeing that they're not going for that. They're trying to score it. So.
Right. I think that it just doesn't feel as good anymore. When it was 50, it was automatic, and it felt like yep. Every time Tucker's kicking a 50-yard field goal, I don't care. They got to block it, because if they don't block it, it's going in.
It's going in, yep.
But I don't know. Breaking down the final stats for this game, Mahomes, 20 of 28, 291, touchdown interception. Big game from the rookie, Xavier Worthy. 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown. His rushing touchdown was a 21-yard rushing touchdown. And then he had 2 catches for 47 yards.
Yeah.
And I do have Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice ended with 7 catches, 103 yards. Big game for him for sure.
Yep.
And then Pacheco, 15 carries, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. And yeah. And then that likely touchdown was crazy. I put that down on my prep sheet too. I understand that they got this close with that. And you can say that's maybe why Likely said that too. He's like, bro, we're going to OT if we're like less than half a foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's hard to really care when Lamar missed him on that pass. That shouldn't have been that hard.
No.
And Zay was sitting there wide open, perfectly in a zone where he probably catches that easily. Just got to put it on him.
Yep.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know, dude. It was tough to watch that. That's for sure.
I will say that did spark a little bit of I don't know if I really want a mobile quarterback. I think as a Detroit Lions fan, I'm pretty happy with having a Jared Goff, and I think Jared Goff throughout the game gets better. And I think that the fourth quarter, Goff is a very good quarterback in the fourth quarter. We've seen it, and you've seen him do it often.
Yep.
I think Goff in that situation makes that throw. I don't know. I know situations are situational, and games are different from game to game. There's no telling how things would have been different. Because compared to 100 less rushing yards from Goff in the scenario, you know what I mean? Things are different. But these rushing quarterbacks, there's a limit to their stamina. And if they're going to run all game, you better hope that you're not having to rely on their legs in the last couple minutes, because they might not have any. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. But anyways, looking at the other game, the Packers and Eagles in Brazil, the field conditions were kind of underwhelming to say the least. That was not exactly great, and I was saying kind of what I was listening to with a couple friends, and I was saying like let's not have an injury here, NFL, because if you have an injury here, it's again looking bad. Like now we not only went to Brazil and made these guys do a big giant flight that is going to be an issue overall for them, and not is already an inconvenience. Then the territory that a lot of players weren't happy about, which luckily nothing seemed to happen. So great about that. But then you go to the field, and the field was slippery, and it was Saquon Barkley's first carry. He fell down. Like he didn't. Jordan Love. I don't know. I understand that the tackling, how it happened, maybe that was why, and maybe he didn't get stuck, but he might have got stuck in that turf. So, or that, I don't know if that's turf or grass. I don't want to actually make a statement about that. I don't know that field. But what I will say is he, I was like, don't get hurt here, and we almost had a torn ACL from a Jordan Love that is a young QB in this league that has a lot of potential.
He just got paid a lot of money too.
Yeah. So luckily for the Packers, it's an MCL injury, so we're looking at weeks, not season.
Yep.
And so their season is not exactly in a great spot because Malik Willis will be taking over for the next couple of weeks unless they make a move.
Who is picking up Malik Willis off the waiver wires?
Honestly, like I'm not saying, but like I wonder if he can put up like bad starting numbers because his rushing. So like he might be able to put up like 13. You know what I mean? Instead of like 5. Like.
But he's gonna throw so many picks.
Yes, and probably fumble, and he's never had a passing touchdown in his career. So it's obviously no one should be picking this guy up, but I just he's probably gonna be able to put up like 10, and then maybe he'll fuck it up to like 5 if he throws a pick.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I agree with that.
So
that's what it's gonna look like.
Exactly. But with that being said, big game from Saquon Barkley. He 3 touchdowns.
Dude.
109. Giants fans have to feel like shit, right? There's no way they feel good.
No, you don't feel like it after that.
I saw this video and I don't know who the person was, but so it was a general man. It was like those general manager videos inside the Giants stuff that have been coming out. Were they on like Hard Knocks? I don't know. But anyways, there's a behind the scenes stuff, and the GM, they were talking about when Barkley was kind of talking to other teams, and they knew that the Eagles were one of them. And one of the guys in the room said, "I like something like I'm gonna be like, it's gonna hurt to see him go to the Eagles." Well, now you got to see him go to the Eagles and drop 3 touchdowns, 109 yards, and in terrible conditions.
Yep. And one of those touchdowns was receiving touchdowns, by the way, too.
That was a tough catch, too. I don't know if that was great. That was a really tough catch. For a running back, that was pretty good. But, yeah.
Saquon, that's normal.
Yeah. Saquon looks great. He looks like he might be one of the best picks fantasy football-wise. I think a lot of people were high on him. And also, this is week 1, of course, but things could definitely change. But if he can put up close to these numbers, I mean, he's probably going to be a top 3-5 running back, and that's exactly what you want from a second-round running back.
Yep.
So, shout out to Fee. Fee has him in our league, and he is going to be very, very happy.
It will be.
But looking at the games, I think the stat stuff was kind of hard to really find a huge conclusion from on like how Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts are going to start the year because of the conditions. I think that probably did have a little bit of maybe they didn't get enough turn on their throw. They maybe weren't as set as they wanted to be, whatever it was. But Jalen Hurts throwing 2 interceptions. One was pretty bad earlier in the game. and ended with 20 of 34, 2 almost fumbles as well. So that's not on the stat sheet, but a miscommunication with the new center, and a bobbled trying to tush push. That could have been big.
It didn't work, like at all.
Yeah.
You were saying they're lucky they had Saquon for that because he'd jump right on it.
Yep. 278 passing yards. He didn't look very good. I'm not gonna lie. He didn't look very good. It's week 1. We're not gonna maybe say a lot, but fantasy managers of Jalen Hurts are probably not happy from the performance he gave, and Eagles fans maybe just not exactly feeling amazing after the rough kind of end of the year last year to see how the offense or more Jalen Hurts looked. But at the same time, Barkley, all the playmakers, it's going to be fine, but it's more playoff talk is when Jalen Hurts maybe these throws are going to matter a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jordan Love, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 260 yards, 50% completion, so that was 17 of 34. And yeah, so he had a okay game. The 1 interception wasn't like great, but also I think he was leading Musgrave, and Musgrave didn't exactly get to that spot. I think he got kind of cut off by the DB, and Jordan Love expected Musgrave to make a play, so maybe that comes down to trust, and Musgrave didn't exactly give Love a lot of reason to trust him for other situations like that down the line. So we'll see. But yeah, so Josh Jacobs as well. He had an interesting game. First half, 4 yards and 6 carries. I know you being a Josh Jacobs buyer for fantasy football was not very happy about that.
I was concerned at the first half, yes.
Yeah.
When he said that, I was like, ooh, this is tough. And then they're like, oh, wait, we can just have them do good stuff instead of like whatever they were trying to do before.
Oh, good stuff. Well, his good stuff was 12 carries, 78 yards to finish up with 16 carries on 84 yards. So no touchdown, but good enough to have a solid enough fantasy performance that it's not probably a dud. You know what I mean?
Not a dud, but dang, it's not
a touchdown away though.
You wanted a touchdown,
Yeah. So I mean, pretty good for this game. I thought this game was pretty entertaining. I think the biggest thing was the field conditions. Just kind of like, wow, this might get a little rough. I hope no one has a non-contact injury and it's a Achilles or something like that, and it's someone's season because some NFL exec wanted to expand the league to Brazil. But at the same time, luckily none of that really happened. Jordan Love was the only real big injury that happened, and yeah, so I guess moving off of those games, moving more to getting ready for Sunday. This will probably be posted Sunday, so you guys will be seeing it before the game. Lions are on Sunday Night Football, so we have a lot of time to watch this podcast before we play the Rams. But with that being said, big kind of news. Tom Kennedy. Sorry. Okay, I have my notes all messed up. Crap. Sorry. There we go. Sorry. The roster moves that happened were wide receiver Tom Kennedy. He's been around the Lions for a while now, getting elevated. Then you have Chris Smith, the defensive lineman, and Kyle Pesco, the defensive lineman, both getting elevated as well before the game. Kind of looking towards maybe a DJ Reader that maybe will not be playing or be playing limited snaps Sunday if he does play. Yep.
Which is fine. Like, we don't want to rush him into anything. He's 30. Mm-hmm. I think he's 30 now. And it's like, this guy could be really good for us. And we could have either a top 10 to 7 defense, or we could have, a mid to not as good defense.
Right.
He's a huge piece. I think he's gonna really become that piece in our center that we've needed for Hutch to get not double teamed every play. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Him and McNeil, you can't double team just touchdown. Like you have to like see what's going on. You got to help elsewhere out their jobs. So
Right, right. And then you have Davenport still, and I think Davenport, if like you can't leave Davenport, even if he maybe isn't the biggest name guy. I think his size, I think he could have a big
yeah,
part in this D
yeah,
line because of how much one-on-one run he's gonna get.
yep. Does Houston have a spark again? You know, like come
Mm-hmm.
on,
Right,
stuff like that. So
right. But yeah, the Lions will be running the blues. All new blue jerseys will be the jersey of choice. I saw them post that. So that'll be cool. But it kind of looks bad. I'm not gonna lie, for DPJ to
yes,
be a guy who's been around since last season, a guy who knows the system. And yes, Tom Kenny has been around longer, but the Detroit Lions want a big body wide receiver for the X that me and you have talked about on several podcasts now.
yep,
Tom Kennedy is not that guy. He
no,
is not that built. He is a slot guy. He's a guy who is still, I mean, a solid wide receiver for sure, not taking anything away from Tom Kennedy. But DPJ, again, has this right in front of him, this position to be on a Super Bowl contending team, have this role on the Super Bowl contending team. And it seems like he's just coming up short. I'm not really buying a lot of worry from Tim Patrick or Allen Robinson. They're new. They're on the practice squad. They got to get acclimated. I'm not worried about them not making it. I'm more worried about DPJ.
yeah. What
I
is
don't
he?
know. It feels rough, to say the least. I don't know what the future holds for DPJ, but how it's going, it doesn't look great. Of course, we want him to work out here, even if it's a rough start. We want things to go great for DPJ. But just all signs point to not that right now. I don't know. Hopefully, either an opportunity can come of his, or he can really just wake up, because he needs to wake up, because he's on the practice squad, and you'd think that'd be a wake up call for him, enough from being a top option in Cleveland to that now with us. It's he needs to wake up and he needs to perform, or his career might not be lasting as long as he once thought.
Yeah, very true.
I don't know. Hoping him the best, and I hope that him or any of these guys like Allen Robinson, Tim Patrick can really make a spot in this roster. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they all kind of made it, if they were able to perform how we think that they have in past years. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see about that. But I guess looking more to, because we're talking about transactions, stuff like that. Well, injuries for the Rams this Sunday. They have offensive lineman Rob Havenstein. He is questionable, so we'll see how that's going to go for them. That's a big piece on their O-line. We've known this. Alaric Jackson suspended for the first 2 games for, it was like code of conduct, whatever, I believe. So that's an offensive lineman they're going to be missing. Jonah Jackson and Steve Avila will be fine, so they will be playing there. The Jonah return game will be
Immediate return game. Come play
yes,
us and face our new improved D line.
yes,
Except for DJ,
and
we can kind of play.
yes. We'll see. I don't know. We'll probably know. People will probably know a lot more when this is coming out. When this video is posted, but
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it yet, check out my Instagram. I'll be posting game day availability. So
Yep.
check my Instagram's down below if you are interested. And yeah, so with that being said, the cornerback room might be soft enough to not really be too worried about the lackluster wide receiver 3-4 options for this game, with them having 3 cornerbacks on IR, and they're gonna have to lean on a coming off injury Tre'Davious White, which we will see. I mean, hey, he might be able to rekindle some prior play, but at the same time, there's probably a reason a lot of people did not want a Tre'Davious White for a little bit there. And
Yeah.
I think it's a concern for injury wise, but I don't know. And then Kobe Durant will be the other cornerback there. Besides that, I mean, Darion Kendricks and Trey Tomlinson will both be out, so
Yep.
we are now looking at a very interesting Rams squad where they're kind of beat up. And I think this kind of points to a tough spot where I think we can have a really good game against them. I think there's just a lot of things that, one, I think we were stacking up really good when we were healthy, but being probably the healthier team as well definitely doesn't help the Rams in any cases.
Yeah.
But Stafford is going to be returning. Do you think, because I've talked to this with a couple friends as well, do you think there's going to be a tribute video? There wasn't one in the playoffs, obviously, because it's a playoff game. That's not really when you would do that. You'd probably do it in the regular season. Do you think there'll be a little video for Stafford coming back, or do you think that he didn't accomplish enough here or something like that, or they're just not going to be doing that for Stafford?
You would think they would do it from what he's done here and with Calvin Johnson, but I don't know if they're going to actually do it,
Right. I really think that they're probably going to do it. And I know a lot of people, maybe a lot of Lions fans, are kind of just they're just trying to get away from old regimes, I think is really what it is. And they're saying like, no, don't do, like, there shouldn't be a tribute video. What did he do here? Well, he gave you 12 years, and he gave you 12 years of high play at the quarterback position. He played through injuries, stuff like that. I was a big Stafford guy, and I still have great respect for Stafford not being here now. You should have a video for Stafford, in my opinion. It's not a playoff game. It's different at a playoff game. A playoff game, no, you should not be having a tribute video.
Close to the playoffs,
Right. I think that it's opening night. Give him a little bit of his flowers, a little bit of a thank you. He might get booed when he comes out. I get it. Kind of like how the playoff thing happened. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Maybe let's get met with Jared Goff chance as well. I don't know. But
yeah, he might get met with some Jared Goff chance. That's probably the most likely case. That's what I put my money on.
Right. Did you see? So Ann Arbor was hosting College Game Day, because the big Michigan-Texas game, and there was Jared Goff chants being heard on the broadcast from Ann Arbor, like how loud they were going.
Really?
The Jared Goff chants are still very alive, to say the least.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you're gonna start hearing everywhere for no reason.
Yes, I don't know. I'm all about it. I think that's super fun, and I think like it's also giving him a lot of credit too, because like he's the most successful quarterback we've actually had ever.
Yep, like literally ever.
So, like, the only one would be like back before the Super Bowl, but in the Super Bowl era, Jared Goff is the best or most winningest quarterback for us. So, with that being said, give him his flowers, and also I think it's also just fun. I don't know, being at the draft and chanting Jared Goff was pretty fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Also, it can set the tone a little bit for your prior quarterback. Be like, again, remember, yes, we're gonna have a tribute video for you. Yes, we still appreciate what you did, but you're not here anymore. We're not cheering for you anymore. Like that, I think that's where the hard line in the sand can be, and I think that's fine. But yeah, I'm excited for Sunday, dude. I'm so fucking jacked. I'm so jacked.
Dude, let's go.
I'm so jacked. Off the top of your head, like really, how do you feel about who do you think is gonna have a big game?
J-Mo.
Dude, you know how one this game is at home, Ford Field. So if J-Mo starts going off and he has like a long touchdown, the decimal record might get broken.
It might get pretty loud. But if you're thinking about it, is Tre'Davious gonna play J-Mo?
I don't know what the line. I'm not gonna lie. With how deep they're down on their cornerbacks, I don't know really how that's gonna go.
And if Tre'Davious isn't playing J-Mo, Kobe Durant ain't guarding J-Mo.
Right.
So that's where I end my prediction. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think Amon-Ra fantasy owners is gonna be very happy. I think he's
gonna be very happy. You're gonna get 10 targets, and he probably will catch all of them. So
how bad the cornerbacks seem like they may be, it's going to probably be a very good game there. I bet they're gonna run it down the throat though, because that's what the style, of course, is. But
Yes.
showing off a little bit of that new addition that maybe the Ravens could have used, Kevin Zeitler, is gonna be really fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun too. Seeing how this O line operates with Zeitler.
It's gonna be even better than last year, and I don't know. I'm really excited about that. That's gonna be really fun, and I I think Gibbs and Monty are probably going to still have pretty solid games. Now, fantasy wise, one of them's probably going to eat quite a bit more than the other one, just how those things go, whoever gets the touchdowns. But I think they're both going to have a great game overall because this team is always built on the run, and now a team that has lackluster trenches, and then our O line being what the O line is. I don't know if I even care really what the trenches look like besides against these teams, anyways. But
yeah, I don't care either. That don't matter.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see if the Sam Laporta draft stock is gonna be appropriate. And of course, it's 1 week. Like I said, week 1 overreactions are very fun though. But we'll see. But this will be kind of telling to see if JMO's gonna, how much of a target share is JMO may be getting to. So
I don't think he needs a lot.
Right.
I don't think he needs a lot to make plays. Like you just hit him on that one play and boom, you got 50 yards or you got a long touchdown. Like that's the type of player Jalen is.
I think they are kind of wanting to use him a little bit more than just like though a wide receiver that's like he's just running straight up verticals. Like he's running
Right.
I think they're gonna try to get him in space because if they get him in space and under routes, once he gets the ball, like I remember he was saying like it was like an interview or whatever, it was a press conference, whatever it was, but he was saying like I want to lead the league. He said in like touchdowns and receiving yards, and like I don't care about catches because once you give me the ball, you know what's gonna happen, type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you just get him the ball anywhere, and he's just gonna.
Yes.
He's just gonna take it for big games.
I'm so excited to see JMO having a full off season as a fantasy owner of a Jameson Williams in both my leagues. All of it signed, all the signs go green, all the eyes just are super dilated.
You better play him.
I'm not playing
him. Oh, come on, bro. You gotta be that one guy.
I'm not being that one guy.
Saving worthy owner.
I will probably be playing Jalen Waddle at the flex instead.
Really?
So,
is Tua good?
Yeah. He had the most yards last year. He's gonna be fine. I'm not worried.
We'll see. All right.
Now I'm worried about starting A-Chain and him in that league. Maybe a little bit. Who's gonna eat? Might be a little scared. But I'm not gonna shy away from this at all. No. We're running Waddle this week, and also because T. Higgins is out, so that's sick or doubtful. So basically,
that's how you go. That's how you go with the JMO play.
Right. I don't know about that. I don't know about
all
that.
Right, we'll see. Wait, we'll see. We'll see. The next podcast, we'll be like, "Wow, you should have played JMO, Drew."
I'll be happily fucking wrong, dude. You don't know how happy I would be if he's on my bench
would you
with
be
25.
If you were happily right as well.
If I was, I don't know if I want, like you're saying that JMO doesn't have that big of a game. Is that what you're saying?
No, like if you played him, and he.
Oh, I see what you're
right
saying.
About playing.
I don't think I mean, like, yeah, it would be like a little bit better. Okay, it'd be a lot better, but I also don't want to roll the dice that bad when I have Waddle.
You said your whole thing was rolling the dice before, though.
Yeah, but we're not rolling. It's like, well, do I play? How bad do I want to go with that? Do I want to roll the dice with Donnie Mitchell instead of Waddle? Like, how bad are we going in this rolling the dice type of territory?
You think Donnie Mitchell's comparable to JMO and Anthony Richardson throwing?
No, no. But yeah, I'm not starting JMO.
JMO is a top 10 or 15 pick, right?
What do you mean? Oh, from like the NFL draft. Yeah, yes. I don't remember what. I think it was like like 12.
12?
I want to say it's 12, but I could be wrong.
I'm just saying. You just said all lights go green. Sometimes it's gonna take that risk.
But okay, now we're going to be doing a little more national game stuff. We're going to do our picks for this week's games. Very excited. We did picks for the last ones, but we didn't exactly do them all like this. I kind of wanted to wait till this one to do them all in a line.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will probably be seeing this podcast during or after these games, so you can see it and you can critique us and say very mean things in the comments when we're wrong. So,
yep.
With that being said, the first game I have down is Steelers at Falcons. What are you thinking for that one, Wes?
I'm probably gonna go with the Falcons.
Little Kirko bands,
I think little Kirko, little Drake London, little Kyle Pitts, maybe possible. Maybe good defense from the Falcons as well.
I like that defense.
Yeah, I think they've upgraded their defense quite a bit, and we'll see how it operates. We'll see how good they've really done.
Adding Judon, which we will see how good Judon is going to look this year, and then adding Justin Simmons to a Jesse Bates safety room is disgusting.
That's pretty ridiculous. That's insane.
And he was really cheap. Like, because he went through for agency, and I think he kind of got released later, if I remember right. So a lot of people already spent a lot of their money, and so they got him for like 1 year, $8 million. So for that type of caliber player, oof, that's awesome.
What team you got?
I got the Steelers here. I'm gonna go with the fact of a defense that looked very, very tough. All last year, and then even in the preseason, they had some starters, not all of them, and they looked pretty tough against the Lions. And whether it's Fields, whether it's Wilson, which it's still kind of up in the air, looks more pointing to Fields. I don't know. I think I like this Steelers team a little bit better. I know Kirko is probably going to be able to throw the ball pretty well, and it's probably going to look a lot better for the Falcons.
They also have Bijan, and their O-line is not that bad either.
Right.
Chris Lindstrom, I think, on that team.
Yes, they do. But yeah, with that being said, I don't know, I'm going with the Steelers here, and I think that it's going to be a close game for sure. I don't think it's going to be, I think the way the Steelers win, though, it's not going to be super high scoring. I think it's going to be a kind of boring game, very defensive game, and I think that's kind of how the Steelers like to play anyways. But
yes, they love that.
Next game, Titans at the Chicago Bears.
Ooh. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to say Titans. Will Levis, year under his belt. You got Calvin Ridley on this team with DeAndre Hopkins, who I think was questionable. I don't know how he's looking now, but I think that Will Levis has a little bit more experience. Their defense isn't terrible at all.
Mm-hmm.
And who do they got a halfback now for the Titans?
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, right? Okay,
yes.
Okay. I thought it was Pollard, but I thought it was wrong. Yeah, Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. I think that's going to be actually a pretty good duo together. So,
and they have L'Jarius Sneed.
And then L'Jarius Sneed now. So the defense improved. Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty decent. I think they're going to take down young Caleb Williams in that experimental O-line that they got going on over there.
Very experimental. I agree. My biggest case for why is there's not been a lot of QBs that have their first start end in a win. It's just not very common.
Yeah.
Even if it's a good performance, it's not common. And I think that the Titans are good enough to really be good enough to keep that trend. And Caleb might just have a little bit of a game that isn't anything special because it's his first game. I mean,
it's his first game.
I'm not a guy who's a Caleb Williams hater just because we're Lions fans type of thing. I'm not at all like trying to discount Caleb Williams, but I think
NFL play. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what you're made of.
Right, exactly. And I don't think that instantly saying this team is a Super Bowl contender because of all these additions and thinking that Caleb Williams and putting all this pressure on Caleb Williams to
Wow.
be like, there's
best
quarterbacks that don't
ever.
always put it together year one, to especially at that magnitude, the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty delusional. But
Yeah. It's a little interesting of a take, but I'll give him credit for believing in those really good additions, though.
Right. But yeah, I think both Titans there for us. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Even if it's an away game,
Yeah.
a lot of rookie quarterbacks don't win when they on their first start.
Yep. And Will Levis showing a little bit of talent last year, so.
Right. With that being said, the Cowboys are going to Cleveland against the Browns. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's going to be another pretty defensive heavy game, that's for sure. You probably, I don't know, who Denzel Ward is on the Browns?
Yep. Garrett.
Is he guarding CD?
Probably. I mean, I think.
Is he guarding him?
Oh, well, no, because I don't think there's really, once you get to this top echelon, I don't think anyone can really guard these guys that crazily. You know what I mean? I think you feel good. Like when you have a Sauce, you're like, yeah, okay. I feel good that he's not gonna rip me for 150, but like these guys are gonna he's gonna eat. CD's gonna eat.
Okay. Depending on how much CD eats, that will depend on if the Cowboys win the game or not. Because what else? I don't even know what else got going on. Jake Ferguson, like, old Brandon Cooks, very old Brandon Cooks now. Like, Zeke?
Yep.
I don't know. Rico Dowdle? Maybe. But I don't know, dude. This is it. Like, their offense is like, oh, God, you got, like, aging Dak, and then you got, like, amazing, one of the best wide receivers in the league, CeeDee Lamb. And then what? They lost Tyron Smith. Like, they're, like, falling apart offensively.
Yes. I think that overall, I don't want to make this complicated. Deshaun Watson's the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's good enough for me to pick the other team. They could be playing a ham sandwich, and I'm probably picking the ham sandwich.
Yeah, probably.
Because Deshaun Watson, I think, is going to throw the ball to the defense pretty close to the amount of times he throws it to the team that's wearing his jersey.
Yep, very
and
true.
I think that's probably where it's probably going to go.
Yep.
And no Nick Chubb. And, I mean, I think it's going to be a game where definitely the O-line's going to probably do fine. Michael Parsons will probably get held a bunch of times, not get any flags, kind of like every elite defensive end. And I think overall, the Cowboys probably walk away with this one pretty confidently. Unless Deshaun Watson just kindles Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson, which I don't think happens at all.
The only thing with the Browns is, like, their trenches are good. They're kind of like their trenches. They got top 5 trenches, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They trenches is like O-line, D-line, you know, just for somebody who might not know that phrase. But like they're very strong there, so like I give them a chance on most games just because that's how they made had such a good record last year. Is they win in the trenches, kind of like we do. So like that really controls games. I'm just wondering, you know, with the Tyron Smith, they still have Zach Martin, right? The guard.
Yes.
Really amazing, but Tyron Smith's really good too. Like, that's a huge loss. So,
right. I don't know. I don't want to even complicate it. I think that if the offense isn't going to be able to keep up, I don't know. We'll see. Deshaun might just come out and play good enough to win this one and squeak it out, but I just think the talent at quarterback is such a disparity that it can't be close in my opinion. Yeah. Now, if Joe Flacco was starting quarterback, and it's weird to say this, the one that was making like $2 million compared to the one that's making $240 million, whatever Deshaun's making guaranteed. I want the $2 million guy, but
I would have been a Browns fan if they would have totally got rid / benched Deshaun Watson and just played Joe Flacco for the next year, the next 2 years. Like,
it would have been pretty. It would have been pretty funny. It'd be really, really funny. Really,
it would be funny, but I would be like, dang, like the Browns are like, they're looking good, you know.
They're standing on business too, like about like, hey, this guy's winning for us, type of thing.
This guy's winning for us, yeah.
I like that. All right, Now, little bit of a poopy bowl. Panthers at Saints.
Ooh, I think, jeez, I want like Bryce Young to be like good and have like progress and like get better and their team actually get better than 1-13 or whatever they were. But like I just don't. I don't know if they win that game though. I don't know if they beat that Saints defense. I don't know if they stop Chris Olave and Taysom Hill. Like that's where you stop. You got to stop, and I don't think they're doing that. So
Right. So you're going with the Saints here.
going with the Saints probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
I am gonna roll the dice on a Bryce Young
you're going
squad
for.
that
I'm
wants
not,
a win badly. I think they want to win and change the narrative badly. And I think that they're going, and hopefully the new addition of Deontay Johnson and stuff like that can really help them. And I'm just,
I didn't even think that as a Bryce owner. You know what I mean? I Bryce one of the fantasy leagues. I'm not even like, oh gosh, he's gonna do good. No, bro,
I'm going for the
it's gonna
underdog play.
it's gonna look rough, bro. It's gonna look rough still. I think they gotta still probably just get their feet under them for like how this team's actually gonna operate because they had no direction last year. There's zero direction.
Right.
So
Uh,
and the Saints, you gotta guard Kamara too. Like
yes.
I just don't think they're gonna guard all that even though they don't have good quarterback play, I don't think they're guarding all that the Saints have. And the Saints have really good defense. They have Marshawn Lattimore. And they have a lot of other guys at the safety and DB positions who are really good. So Paulson and Debo.
Right. I exactly think that on paper, this game isn't very close at all. And
Yeah.
I get that. But football's not played on paper, we're playing on a football field. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go and just roll the dice on an underdog story and see if it happens.
Oh, but you can't roll it on the James underdog story though. Just can't.
No, bro, when you have Waddle staring at you, I'm probably going to go with the secure one for week one. Trying to walk away week one with a win because.
Let's see, you get another Mark Andrews out of Waddle, and then you're gonna be really sad.
Well, you know what? My matchup I played Patrick Mahomes, and you know what? Mahomes didn't have a great game, so right now I'm in a decent spot. So I just kind of want to retain, and just I just kind of want to just coast to this
I got
win.
you. I got you. Coast on the dog. That's what I was gonna do this week.
You know what? We'll see, and I really hope that I want to be wrong so bad. You don't know
I
how
know.
wrong I want to be.
I know, right? You just want it.
Next game, Vikings at New York with the Giants.
Vikings. I don't care.
It's the Sam Darnold Vikes.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, Daniel Jones. Good enough for me. They beat Daniel Jones.
It's the Deshaun Watson type of thing. It's like, yeah, who's the quarterback? Yep, got the other team.
Yeah. Like Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon. Gonna be insane. Gonna eat up on the Vikings a little bit. Aaron Jones will probably not have the most fire week that I'm hoping he might have. But yeah, I think the Vikings still win. I think Jeff goes stupid. I think Jeff goes stupid on the Giants team.
Oh yeah. I will say this. I'm going with the New York Giants. And it's not for Daniel Dimes or Daniel throw the ball to the other team. What it is I just think that Darnold's just going to have a tough time with that. They're not going to be able to run the ball, I don't think, with those trenches. And I think that they're going to be in obvious passing sets. And then Kayvon, Burns, and Dexter are going to have a field day. Now,
I
think Jeff is going to have a good day because it's Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson will probably still have over 20 fantasy points.
Yes.
But I think that overall, I think they're going to lose this one. And I think that it's going to be a lot of league neighbors, fantasy owners are going to be really excited, hopefully, if he has a big game. If not...
Hey, we'll see. We'll see what he does.
We'll see if he matches that ADP.
You might be right, though, because a lot of those Vikings cornerbacks are injured and other stuff happened.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Like, It wasn't like 1 or 2. It was like more than.
Right. So that's why I want the Giants, and I think that defensive line is gonna be. I'm really excited to see what the result of that is, and going against a Vikings O line that's kind of piss poor. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be a field day for all three of them.
Yep.
With that being said, the Bengals, with a doubtful, not likely to play T. Higgins, and a questionable to you said you saw doubtful. I'm not sure.
I seen leaning towards doubtful.
Okay,
Jamar
I got you. I didn't see that, but anyways, with that being said, Bengals at Patriots. What are you picking here?
Definitely the Bengals. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase out. I don't even care who else it is. I think the Patriots are beating, like you said, it's a rookie quarterback. Is it? Are they starting?
Yeah, Drake. Yeah, there's. Oh shoot.
Are
Oh
they?
shoot.
They're
Oh
like,
shoot.
I think they're bad enough where they don't, and they actually like save him from not getting killed the whole year.
Oh shoot. Let me fact check this.
We'll fact check. Yes, we'll fact check this right now.
Cause you know what, I totally forgot to have that be the. I'm just gonna go to the fantasy football app. I'm gonna see if Drake May has a projection.
There
If
we
he
go.
doesn't.
There you go.
Oh, Fields' projection dropped. Fields jumps up to 17.8 projection because he's might gonna start.
Yeah, he went from 0 to 17.8.
It does not look like Drake May, I think, is gonna be starting. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think he's starting.
So Jacoby Brissett versus Joe Burrow.
Yes, Jacoby looks like to be in line to start. Yep.
I'm taking Joe Burrow. I don't care.
Yeah, I think the weapons there, even with what is Jalen Polk? Is that who they drafted? I believe.
Did they really? I don't know.
I think it was Polk. I think that's the wide receiver they went with in the draft. I think just that wide receiver room is not good. I think also not to complicate things. This
the
Bengals
Patriots? Yes, they went with Jalen Polk. Yes.
Yes.
Bengals, yeah.
The Bengals. They did draft a wide receiver this year, and I don't.
Jermaine Burton.
Yes, Jermaine Burton. Thank you. So I'm not sure how that's gonna
Jermaine
go.
Burton could have a week of all weeks.
Yeah, especially if they're both out. They're gonna be leaning on him heavy.
He could just Jermaine.
And I think, anyways, Zach Moss, like everything. It's another thing. Don't complicate it. This Patriots team is going to be in the lottery again this year. And
top 3 lottery Patriots team.
Well, I guess not lottery, I guess, because it's not the NBA, but bottom of the NFL. Yeah.
top 3. Yeah, top 3 picks.
Yes. I'm so used to saying that from just talking about the Pistons type of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't complicate it. Both going Bengals there. I think that's pretty. There's hot takes and there's takes that I don't know if I can even justify myself. So, and I think that is one of them. This one, fun game, very fun game. Same draft class, some young quarterbacks. Texans at Lucas Oil Stadium with the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, okay.
A healthy Anthony Richardson. This will be fun.
I'm taking the Texans, though.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Texans.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even question that, even a tiny bit.
Like, Rich might have a good game, like Lamar on paper, but, like, they're not going to win. Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Get out of here. Joe Mixon.
Will Anderson Jr., Daniil Hunter.
Get out of here, bro. It's over. I forgot the Daniil Hunter's, like, sneaky signing, bro. You forget about that one.
He got him for a good deal. It was like 2 years. Like, it was like
2 years, like $25 million.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I kind of wanted that, but
yeah.
I'm so happy with how things went. But Daniil would have been disgusting on this D line. But, anyways, I think Texans all the way. The locked in certified that you can put your dough on Texans, but don't sue us if we're wrong. All right. Now, looking at the next game, Cardinals at the Bills Stadium.
Dude, I'm going with the Cardinals, bro.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Cardinals, bro.
That's fun. That's fun.
I think it's fun. I think Kyler Murray has Marvin Harrison now. I think it's gonna start not mattering like it did when D Hop was there. He's just gonna go stupid every time, because that's what the possibility is.
Right.
Like, and then James Conner, he's always played good, so like he's gonna have a good game.
Yes.
The Bills D line is pretty good, but like their defense is pretty good. But then they lost Tre'Davious White, who was injured.
Poyer, like they
Lost
guarded
Poyer.
that defense basically.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's a lot of players that they got rid of. So like the Bills
Center Mitch Morris.
they're just chopped up right now. So it's like I think the Cardinals are going to, they have Buddha, they have Zaven Collins, outside linebacker. They have Kyler Murray, they have Marvin Harrison, they have James Conner. They're chilling. They drafted Trey Benson. Maybe we get to see some work out of him. I think I'm going with the Cardinals.
Right. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills, and I'm saying this because of
Hero ball.
Josh Allen of
Hero
Josh
ball.
Allen. And I think that at the same time, I think that Josh Allen's gonna be running for his life a little bit. But I think that at the same time, I think he maybe won't be because of how bad this Arizona defense is. Maybe every other week he will be, but maybe not this week. I think he will be. This game is just going to come down to a shootout, and I think that I'm going to go with a better quarterback in that matter, and I'm also going to go with a little bit better defense. So I think I'm going to go with the Bills here and at home. All of it really matches for me. I think a home field advantage for the Bills. The Bills fans are very crazy in the very cool way, and I definitely have a lot of. I don't know if the Bills are going to be able to make it to the playoffs, but I think they're going to be able to take down poor teams like this, to say the least.
Yep.
But, anyways, the Jags are going down to Miami for the Dolphins. What are we thinking here?
Dolphins.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if there's a whole lot to be said. That Dolphins team is explosive, dude.
So explosive.
Jalen Ramsey's going to be actually healthy. Like, I know they lost defensive tackle to the Raiders.
Christian Wilkins.
Yes, I know that. So they lost Wilkins. That's a big loss, obviously, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. The Dolphins and Tyreek Hill always come out the gate, especially ever since having Tyreek Hill. They put up points. So they always start the year great, and then things maybe dip down as the season goes longer. And I think that's exactly what happens.
This is a good cornerback matchup and everything. Like this is what you want out of the Dolphins.
And I think we're gonna see if Gabe Davis, dude. We're gonna see if Gabe Davis is a one. We're gonna see.
What?
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
You think Gabe Davis is the one?
Well, who on that team? Who's over him? Kirk or
Thomas?
Okay, no. Brandon Thomas is not the one. Not out the gate. He's not Marv. He's
Gabe
not
Davis
Neighbors.
Gabe Davis ain't gonna be acting like a number one out there, bro. I'll tell you that.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
He'll give you 20 this week, and then you'll play him the next. And he'll really disappoint you, like he always does.
Yes, probably. We'll see if his boomer bust stuff still goes on, not being with the other side of Stephon Diggs. We'll see. I'm very interested, but I didn't buy that stake either. I didn't want Gabe Davis.
No.
Now, the Raiders are going to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Kind of a beat up Chargers squad, but still has plenty of great guys like Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Wide receiver room not looking the best. New head coach Jim Harbaugh. What are we thinking?
What are you thinking? Let's hear yours first on this one.
I'm gonna go with Jim, and I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Something about I just think this defense of the secondary, I guess, is really, really rough. And I think that Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack are going to be able to cause some havoc, as well as, I mean, hey, Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins will as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to get the run game super established. I don't know. I just, something about the Herbert to Minshew is, and I like Money Minshew, don't get me wrong. I can get behind a Money Minshew. That's why I took Devontae Adams in my fantasy league.
Yeah.
But I think right here, Jim Harbaugh gets his first win with his new team, and I think it's yes.
What you think? Lad McConkey has a little bit of a game or what?
I bet Joshua Palmer does get some good run, especially it's the first game, a lot of trust there. But I think that definitely he's in line, and I think that Quentin Johnson will probably have a disappointing game. But
but Quentin Johnson's we've known that Quentin Johnson's looking bad.
Yeah,
we haven't heard one good thing about Quentin Johnson or seen one good thing out of Quentin Johnson in a minute.
It's been a minute, for sure.
Long minute.
So yeah, I could see Lad McConkey definitely having a solid game for sure. Fantasy wise, probably not anything special, not at the way of worthy. You know what I mean? Probably, but
I feel like the volume could be there though. It's Justin Herbert. That man slings. He just throws a bunch of passes, bro. I get it.
See that Harbaugh system. I wonder. That's what I was about to say.
We'll see, but you let talent be talent. You don't just tell Josh Allen that you're not going to run the ball or make the pass. We're running it instead. Like
Herbert's in that astronaut, like the Mahomes.
I think he is too. I think he's one of those guys.
Arm talent, at least.
Arm talent. That's what I'm saying. Like
yes.
Well, you want the best out of Herbert? Let him throw the ball. So
right. All right, going to the Commanders. Jaden Daniels getting his start. First, the Buccaneers at Tampa Bay as well.
That's a Buccaneers huge W.
I don't know why, and I don't know. And now I'm looking at this and I'm saying what I said last time, and I think I want to change my answer.
Yeah.
But when I first thought about it, I didn't think about the rookie thing. I picked the Commanders. Now the reason I did this was because Baker Mayfield, when expectations are set on him, he does not match them. Now, when he doesn't have expectations, he exceeds them heavily.
Okay.
People are praising Baker Mayfield this year, and I'm just wondering if he's just going to be back to like, fuck. I don't know. I think I probably should change my answer here. I'm going to change my answer here, but you know what? You can hold me at either way. You can hold me the Commanders if you want to, but I think I'm going to change my mind because I kind of wrote this down fast, and I'm going to go with the Buccaneers as well. I
mean, you got Vita Vea, you got Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
You got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, you got Rashad White, you got a new Bucky Irving. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They lost what? Devin White. They still have Levante David. Like they're chilling, bro. They're big chilling.
They lost Carlton, but they have.
They lost Carlton, yes, but they have some other guys. They're fine.
Right. Final two games. We're gonna hold the. Actually, I had this one. We're gonna wait because we're gonna have this one before it. Jets at 49ers.
Ooh. I mean, the easy answer is really the 49ers win, right?
Yes.
But as this is what I wanted this entire year. I've always wanted this. And it's in the keeper league that we have. And I was picked 5, and somehow this magical unicorn of a man halfback thing that I had when he was a rookie, when he went stupid, I was seeing that, Breece Hall's getting work. Breece Hall's getting this.
Yeah.
Breece Hall. Let me trade for Breece Hall real quick. Trade for Breece Hall. 79-yard reception touchdown game. Like, crazy stuff happening. Then he gets injured, and I'm like, no.
Yes.
And I get my chance again to have Breece Hall. I can have Breece Hall right now for his entire career.
Yes.
And it will be amazing. Because he gets all the work. He can receive like a monster. He just never stops going, and he's really fast. And that's all you want from a halfback. And he does all of it. So I'm gonna go with an Aaron Rodgers Jets win. Garrett Wilson breakout game. Brees Hall breakout. We out here kicking in faces like the Lions, kicking in faces and taking names. We beat the 49ers, who have high expectations and
Yes.
always have. And just kind of, I can see them losing to a defense at this caliber. So.
Right. I'm gonna go and roll. I'm not rolling the dice at all. I'm going to stay
Yeah, I was gonna
pat.
say.
Yeah,
You're
I don't know why I
rolling
said that.
dice.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. The 49ers, I'm going to take the 49ers here. I just think that McCaffrey, I could tell you, you already know it doesn't have to be said. All about that on paper, it looks amazing, and they also are going to probably play well. I think the offensive line is going to be a problem for the Jets, even if maybe it got slightly better, but slightly better. Nick Bosa on the edge, I don't care. Fred Warner at linebacker.
Aaron Rodgers up against Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, week 1, bro. Dang, give this man a break. Give this man a break, bro.
I just hope I really, on all seriousness, I really hope that Rodgers can get through the season relatively healthy. I'm not saying that because I'm saying relatively because he's 40 years old. He's probably gonna miss a game or two. It's just logical. But a serious injury is what I'm more saying. I want to see this experiment happen. I want to see it, not just for fantasy things. I just want to see I want the question mark of what would have happened if Aaron Rodgers was able to play for the Jets, and it's kind of.
I want to know. Yes, I don't want to have a question mark there. I want to know.
Another serious injury, and this might be done for Raj. And I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, he's on a terrible field when he goes and plays at home. So luckily, he's not at home. He's in San Francisco. So yeah. Also, I think I'm not gonna say team might be fired up because Ricky Parasol is the most badass human alive and just basically took a shot and was fine. But
is he playing?
No, but he was in the gym and he was working out like a day or so after getting shot. So he's insane. Ricky Parasol is now one of my favorite players, and when he comes out, they better do what Brian Robinson Jr. did and have many men playing.
They need to, especially if he's going to come out like maybe week 2. Maybe not week 2, but week 3.
Probably
like
a little bit later, yeah.
Week 3 or week 4 is a possibility. So.
Yes. Bro, not to change the subject, but oh my gosh, I can't remember. Last year with Michael Thomas, and it was like Brian Thomas Jr. gets shot, plays like whatever after Michael Thomas toe injury doesn't play. It's so funny. Oh, it's so funny. All right, and finishing her up, the Rams are coming to Ford Field to play the Lions. Well, I mean, I think we already know probably what a prediction anyone is because what we want, but. Oh, fuck. So, the line we talked about it earlier, but I'm obviously going with the Detroit Lions here. Not just because of my fandom, though. I think on paper we can win this game, and I think with all the injuries, it kind of amplifies it. And I don't know. I'm so excited to see this new work defense as well. Even if DJ doesn't play, Tamion Arnold, Ennis Rakeshaw, I'm so excited. The video that I posted on like a short, Ennis Rakeshaw was saying just how a lot of people said I wasn't good enough to make it here, to be here. I think I'm good enough. That's I think it's just. I'm super excited to see him and then Branch in his right possession. Jack Campbell in his right possession. Everything, all the stars are aligning. Even if DJ Reader, so maybe we'll miss that one star. But I'm really, really excited. I'm so excited. And I think that this is a Lions W. I think it's a convincing Lions W. And Matthew Stafford will be 0-2 against the Detroit Lions in his career.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We're going to see way more yards.
Yes. I really hope so. Hopefully way more touchdowns, too.
Way more yards and touchdowns.
Dude, I'm so... Hutch, hopefully he starts off his DPOY, Goff.
Early. Yeah.
Goff, let's build the MVP. Goff is building. Let's just win everything. Let's just win Super Bowl MVP, DPOY, Defensive Rookie of the Year, fucking Head Coach of the Year. Let's win everything ever because we're great and we're awesome.
You're saying Terran Arnold win Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Yes.
That would be crazy.
It'd be very crazy. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll see.
We'll
Nothing
see.
against Terran. I just usually it's probably be an edge, but we'll see. Like Jared Verse might get it, or like
like Jared Verse. Yeah, I was gonna say, or like Chop Robinson. What's his name?
Latu.
Oh, like
on
I
the
was
Colts,
Like
and then Bam, isn't it the Bama boy?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, we did this the other podcast.
Yeah, I know.
And I edited it. I'm not editing this one out, but I edited out the last podcast because it took too long. And I'm probably going to think about editing out this one because it's taking too long. Fuck. Alright, Vikings depth chart.
Dude.
Dallas Turner.
Oh my gosh, why can't I remember that name? Every time I try to look for that name, or try to think about that name, I just cannot. Dallas Turner. Turner. You gotta think Turner. And then if you just keep saying Turner, maybe Dallas will come to you at some point. It's just such a weird 1-2. And all right, let's end off terribly. Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, okay. Jeez. I don't know why we can't remember Dallas Turner's name.
I'm blaming you.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty good at remembering names, and then if I don't, I'm just really hoping that you do. And that's why
I usually remember most of them, and then like there's like some I'm like, God damn it, Drew, why can't you just?
Can I know them? I don't know. There's so many players, so many names, and with that being said, there's so many teams playing tomorrow. We gave our predictions. The NFL football is back, and I'm so excited. We are so ready for Sunday Night Football. Check in, comment down below if you guys watched this before, and tell us how jacked you are. Tell us how jacked you are after the game if you're seeing this after the game. Let's go. One Pride, Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, whatever the fuck. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. With that being said, guys, thank you so much. We are 1 episode from 20. Thank you for sticking with the Locked In with Drew and Wes podcast. More episodes coming. And I'm so excited. A lot of fun podcast stuff. A lot of little shit. A lot of all this stuff is going to be super exciting. A lot more coverage because the NFL season is here. And we are so happy that it is. Yeah. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching this podcast. Do you have anything to say before I wrap this up, Wes, just to be clear?
Jared Goff.
Exactly what we should end the podcast on. With that being said, guys, have a great day. Stay safe. Fuck.
Jared Goff.
Have a great day. Stay safe and enjoy life. And Jared Goff.
Yes.
Peace.